Who? What? He would have higher morals than that?
Yeah. Oh shit!
Eddie
The big
Alvarez.
dog. The big dog. Yeah, we're on, dude.
This way or this way? Which way?
Whichever way works for you.
Yeah, whatever you want, dude.
No, I don't care.
I think you look amazing either way.
All right, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that way works perfectly.
You just finished your strength and conditioning session?
Yeah. I'm in Nick Catone's. I don't know how far. I stay in here I stay here like 3 or 4 days out of the week, so I don't have to drive back and forth from PA. So I'm at Nick Catone's. I stay at the Fighter House right around the corner.
Okay.
Ooh, nice. Well, Eddie Alvarez, nice to meet you. Stan the Man here. Dennis the Menace Bermudez. And
How's it going, bro?
Now we're joined by the Underground King, Eddie Alvarez.
Oh,
Yes,
Stan,
sir.
He can barely see anything. He can't see your stupid face.
No, he could see
No, I
us.
can't.
What can't you see, Eddie?
Look, there's a little.
I can
picture.
see half. I can see like
You can see your
half
stupid little arm.
Yeah,
half a sentence.
if you did the camera the other way, then you'd be able to see both of us. But this,
Okay, let me give it a shot.
no. But then the other way,
Oh,
Yeah, there we
okay.
go.
yeah, there
yeah.
you go.
Look at.
Let me move back a little bit.
Look
We
at,
good?
Yep.
Look how fat this guy is.
I used to be skinny.
We'll
Eddie.
all be there. We'll all be there someday.
Hang
wait
on.
to be there.
Eddie, that's my
Can't
goal.
wait to be there.
That's my goal. Well, hang on. Eddie, you're married with kids and shit, so like you have this like comfort zone about like your appearance,
Yeah.
I'm a single dude that's got to like, be I got to be looking good. Stan.
You're not fully taken yet. Yeah,
Yes.
I could. Look, me and my wife, we've been together forever, and my wife don't make excuses. We have 4 children. We've been together since we were 15 years old. But she makes it a point to always look good, look sexy,
Yeah.
and we do well like that.
Hey.
We met each other when we met each other. We were fit, so we promised each other we stay that way.
Wow.
Yeah, and you guys been together forever.
Hey,
So.
your lady is
Yeah.
a fox. I will give you kudos for that. Well done, sir.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
appreciate that.
So what's going on, Eddie? You got another fight coming up, right?
Yeah, so we are fighting October 13th. It's going to be the first one champion. It's the 100th anniversary of one championship, and it's going to air prime time here in the United States. Is the first time one championship
Oh, damn.
airing prime time on TNT here in the United States. So
Damn.
it's a huge thing for myself to bring one to America and let them see the show we put on.
Oh, wait, this is the finals of that tournament.
Yes, sir.
Oh, so you're about to – I was going to say, if he does win that one championship, he makes history, but you're very close to making that history. You're going to be the most prestigious champion in combat sports history when you win this.
So the tournament title is different. I'm gonna win the tournament title, but that doesn't mean I capture the title yet. I still have to fight the champion.
Oh, okay. But you're one step closer.
I'm just I'm one fight away from fighting for that championship belt, and I don't believe I ever got an opportunity the first time at least at a championship belt and let it slip. So I'm looking forward to the next couple of months ahead.
Yeah, because I mean, you're one of those. So I was talking to Stan about how I spoke to you on the phone yesterday, and I'm like, man, Eddie was talking to me like I was like his boss. Like he was just so polite and so nice. Like I haven't like scratched the surface of the shit you've done. And he's like, he's just one of those. He's a real one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're from Philly, right?
Born right in Kensington in North Philadelphia.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
humble beginnings, but I'll never ever not pick up a fighter's call. Any fighter, especially fighter who's not really competing. I see what you're doing, Dennis, and I'll be there. We can empathize with each other, and we're all
Yeah.
going to need each other at some point. So
Right.
I appreciate what you do, and I can't wait till. I mean, I tell people all the time, like, oh, when are you going to quit this? I'm like, I've been wanting to retire for 12 years now, so I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, I remember I don't know, I just had that shitty stint of just losses where I was like, you know what? Fuck these guys, man. This is bullshit. I'm not doing this shit anymore. You know what I mean? Like, one guy's gonna go, you get half your money. Like, what?
Yeah.
How you gonna have it that I fucking lost around 30-27 when I mauled the guy. Clearly.
Yeah.
You know, and it's that kind of shit that I was like, you know what, I'm good, man. Because I got kids. I know you have kids, and I know this like CTE, you know, has like hit the surface. I don't want to be like a test dummy. Like, oh, it turns out the CTE is worse than we thought.
Yeah, I've been down that rabbit hole, like where I was contemplating that whole thing. I had a bad brain injury, like before the third possible Mike Chandler fight. I got a bad injury, and I contemplated being out of this whole thing. And
before the UFC.
Yeah. Before I signed my UFC deal, I got a bad brain injury. It messed up like my vestibular system. So the system that controls my head and eye movement. Like if I go like that and my eyes have to go that way, that got really, really fucked up.
Wow.
And I took a whole year off. And do I have someone behind me right now?
Yeah, you got the window washer.
He's killing it right now, though.
I thought I found a quiet spot, but apparently not.
Hang on, that's amazing. Hang on, when you watch those guys work, they're like fucking like they're so like efficient.
Yeah.
Like they're like
he's a ninja with the window wand.
Oh man, this guy's been doing a while. He's slow.
If there was a fifth Ninja Turtle, it'd be that guy with two windshield washers.
Wow, I agree, man.
Fucking people up.
So what's give me like your family life. So I mean, obviously, you're in Jersey for 3 to 4 days, and then you go home and chill with the fam.
Yeah. So like I said, me and my wife been together forever, so she understands the sport.
Yep.
We've been through it all, and like unlike most fighters, like a lot of fighters separate their wives and their family from fighting. And I think like that's silly, because if you bring your wife in and let her understand it, they actually see how fucking dangerous it is. And then they get it, and then they allow you your time and allow you, rather than be like resentful toward it. I see a lot of women and wives and girlfriends, they don't understand what we're going through, our fears, our anxieties, and the stuff that comes along with it, the possible injuries. So like early on, I brought my wife on, and she got to see all the terrible shit. And now she's like, she'll tell me to leave the house before I ever do leave. She's like, you need to get out of here and get gone. So yeah, I come here. Monday I have Ricardo Almeida's in strength and conditioning in Pennsylvania, and then Tuesday morning we have sparring here at Nick Catone's, and I have a lot of stuff between Tuesday and Thursday here at Nick's with the coaches and Mark Henry and wrestling. So I just stay here all the way to Friday morning basically, and then I go home for the weekend
and chill. And chill, just do a little cardio and shit like that?
No. Sunday I swim, and Saturday we have another sparring. But I usually go home Saturday, Sunday, and yeah, it's more relaxed than it is during the week, and I don't have to drive as much, you know?
Yeah.
When is this next one?
You said the 13th, October 13th.
October 13th?
Yeah, 12th and 13th, they're having shows. So One Championship's doing back-to-back shows for their 100th anniversary. So on the 12th and 13th, they're having shows that'll air on TNT primetime.
All right, that's what's up. And this is their debut on TNT as well, right?
Yes, sir. Yep.
All right, so they're coming correct. They're bringing one of the greatest lightweights to ever live. Wait
till you guys see this show. I'm not you guys know, I fought forever. I fought for Bellator, Bodog, MFC, Rowdy. I fought for every single promotion there was. One Championship, when you see their show on TV, or if you're able to make it live when they come here in 2020, it is fucking amazing. It's like you'll get chills, because it feels like old school Pride, where they announce the guys before they come out. They have the battle drums, the Japanese samurai warrior drums, and it's unreal, man. It's like nothing I ever seen.
You fought in Pride, no?
Yeah.
I fought in Dream,
Okay.
which was Pride sold, and then they created Dream, and then I fought in Dream. So everybody who fought in that Pride Lightweight Grand Prix, they end up fighting the following year in the Dream Lightweight Grand Prix.
Oh, okay. And how old were you then? Because I think I might have had like your highlight tapes, like whatever, before I started getting into MMA. And he had the white spandex on, the white fucking Valtudos.
Yeah. That was I think I fought Joachim Hansen then, and I was maybe like 23 years old, maybe like 13 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, you're still young. You're 35, right?
He's not good at math.
Well,
35, yo.
Hang on.
He had to think about it there. It
23.
It seems like you've been doing this forever. Like you're one of those guys.
I had my first pro fight at the Rexplex in a basketball gym in front of like 75 people for Ring of Combat for Lou Neglia.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, in 2003. That was my very first pro MMA fight. 03.
Shout out to Lou Neglia. I know he's got a show coming up this weekend. Are you going to that one?
I think so. I think Joe Bodybags Pfeiffer. He's a huge draw here in Philadelphia and a young up and coming kid. I think he might be headlining it.
Yeah, Joe Piper. I know he's worked with Sermonara before. That dude.
If I saw him, I think I would recognize him.
He's supposed to be really good.
I knew Joey since he was like 4 years old. So, and Joey's been competing BJJ and MMA since he was 4. So that kid's gonna be something special.
So what got you into fighting even?
I grew up in Kensington, and if you read about Kensington is where Rocky was filmed.
Okay.
The first Rocky.
Got you.
So North Philadelphia, there's boxing gyms on like every corner, and then they would have gym wars. You would bounce from gym to gym and spar each other. So Dennis, if you could picture like a neighborhood where you knock for your friends and you play stickball or football, we knock for our friends. We have 4 boxing gloves, you know?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you would say, "Hey, you want to box?" And no, I got homework or something like that. Or hey, you want to box? And then you box right in the middle of the street.
Damn.
Or if nobody had gloves, we would slap box.
Yeah. So me and my homies growing up, my father bought me and my younger brother these like. They're from KB Toys. They had like fucking.
Yeah.
They had like feathers in them. You know, they maybe were like 4 ounces.
Yeah.
And we had them forever. And as we grew older, our fingers came out of the ends of them, and we still would fight with them. You know what I mean? So, and we would fight on the trampoline, and like our friends, the whole 9. You know, but
no real protection when you punch someone in the face.
Yeah. Like my old man was boxing my older brother. My older brother like hooked up nice, and he was 15. And my dad said, "Okay." Wham! And like hit my brother. And my brother's head hit the fucking closet door, and he sunk right there and like was knocked out. My stepmom was like, "Are you fucking serious?" She's like, "Wait, he hit me hard."
Yeah.
Like that was the you know. I remember one time my dad had you know too many cocktails at dinner. We're in the car driving home. He's like, "Hey, $20 for the winner between you two." It was me and my younger brother. And my younger brother was like, "No, Dad, like fucking stop." You know, I'm like, "Jay, shut up. Okay? Just take the L. All right, I'll split it. I'll split it with you." But yeah, it happened, and I fucked his ass up.
Yeah, so Eddie, we don't try to glorify it, but one of our favorite things that we love to talk about is street fights.
Ooh.
And not in like the negative way. We like to get laughs out of it. So
Yeah.
obviously, I'm sure you had some street fights growing up, right?
Yeah, lie to us.
I got some great ones. Plenty. I can go on for days about street fights.
Well, we'll take one right now. Your best one. And I want the circumstance of why it happened. He smacked your mom. What happened?
No.
Kicked your
nothing
dog?
like that. there was from like 17 to about 19 years old. I had an ID. I was able to go out. I had an ID, so I was able to go out and drink. And I didn't have a ton of parental guidance. My parents left. You know how normal kids leave their house at 18?
Right.
Well, when I turned 18, my parents left.
Wow.
So
my father, kind of similar thing. At when he was 17 years old, his parents were like, we're going to Puerto Rico. You coming or staying?
Yeah. So I stayed home, and I split the bills with my brother and sisters who were not far in age. So I was basically able to do what I wanted at 18. And I was bar hopping, doing what a free 18-year-old would do, and getting into trouble with friends. But one instance was we were.
But you had your lady at this time.
Yeah, we were. Me and her been in a number of street fights.
Oh.
She'll fight before any one of my friends.
Wow.
Yeah, like you hear her when you fight, she almost wants to get in the cage.
Yeah.
She's the loudest one in the audience.
That's because she literally wants to fight. Like if she could, she would.
Yeah.
What's her name again?
Jamie Alvarez.
Hey, we might need to get Jamie on the show sometime.
Shout out to Jamie Alvarez.
She would be shy. She only comes out of her shell when I fight. You hear her yell, but otherwise she wouldn't want to be in no kind of.
You know what I would love? If we got her on, we played one of your fights, and she was like commentating it.
She'd be so embarrassed, man. After every fight, she hangs her head in shame. She's so embarrassed. But there's nothing she could do about it. It's uncontrolled.
Yeah. I forget who I was fighting, but Boss Rutan was sitting in front of my lady at the time, and she was going nuts. And Boss kind of like, did one of these, like, hey, like, can you, like...
You're yelling in my ear.
Yeah. She was like, fuck you, like, mind your own business, like, whatever. Or like, maybe he was standing. She's like, hey, like, sit the fuck down or something like that, whatever. And, like, later on, like, she didn't know who the fuck Boss Rutan was, whatever. And then later on, like, people were taking pictures with him and shit like that, and da-da-da. And she's like, what the... So I was like, yeah, it's Boss Rutan. He's like a fucking legend in the sport. She's like, oh, shit.
Yeah,
I met him
I
before.
just told that guy to go fuck himself.
Yeah, hang on. Well, I mean, and your lady can contest this. Like, when it's fucking happening, and it's like what we feel when we're fighting, like they feel when they're just saying whatever comes out of their damn mouths, or who they hit, or who they grab,
Yeah. And then their instincts take over.
She gets in arguments with people on the internet because there's people who will say, hey, when you were fighting, I was yelling so loud, the cops got called on the house. But then, like, they'll yell at her because she's yelling. She's like, you don't even know him, and you're getting the cops called on you. Imagine how I feel. I'm his wife.
Right, yeah.
So it's like, it's she's for me. That's all I could say. She wants to... She's down. She's
an old school chick in terms of like ride or die.
Yeah.
I've seen like a lot of like girls these days like, I've been, you know what? Last week I was unhappy. I'm gonna throw this one in.
Yeah, no, definitely not that.
Well, Eddie Alvarez found his chick before cell phones.
Yeah,
it's a big thing.
Yup, we had pagers because I used to page her 30013, and that was Eddie upside down. I used to page her 300.
Wow, this guy.
Yup.
Was 143 a thing then?
Always, yeah.
That was I love you, and 38 was fuck you if you were angry.
Oh wow, that's some old school
all the
shit.
pager codes.
Any other ones?
38, 143. I don't know. I think just fuck you and I love you were the only real ones that people understood.
Yeah. Those are the only ones they were using in the Alvarez household.
Damn. So what's it like?
Well, here, we cut him off when we started talking about his wife, the street fight we didn't get to.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Give us a good street fighting story, Eddie.
Good job, Stan.
Okay, good street fight. So there's a place called Tiki Bob's in Philadelphia when I was younger. I think it was on like 3rd Street. And a lot of fights outside this club. But we were outside a club. There was 3 other kids outside the club, and it was like very childish, like fuck you, you bitch, all that kind of stuff, right? And the kids basically like we were like, as long as they were away from us, we were fine. But they were about to get inside of a cab, and the kid was like, "That's what I thought, you fucking pussy," like that.
Oof.
As he reached for the cab door. So like he was basically.
Hang on, you were
bitching
in the
me
cab.
up.
You were in the cab.
No, I was on the street, right in front of the cab, and he decided that he was going to call me a bitch right as he got in, and then skate away, and then I was going to end up being the guy who got bitched up by the guy who got in the cab.
Yeah.
So, before he got to get in the cab, he said, he called me the P word. He went to grab the cab door, and I kicked the cab door.
Wow. Like, you were not going nowhere.
No, his fucking hand got caught in between the door and shut. His hand was shut in the door. and he yells, "Ah!" It was the door shut with his hand in it.
Oh, my gosh.
As soon as it showed his hand in it, my friend snuck him and knocked him out cold.
Yes.
And at this
went
point in my life,
by his hand.
at this point in my life, we were ruthless, like terrible. So the minute that happened, he went out, and his friend from behind was coming to hit me, and I punched this kid and knocked him out, and my friend kicks him in the face like a soccer kick to the face, and within like a 10-second frame, there was 3 guys laid out on 3rd Street, and we looked like to check everybody's out, and then ran down 3rd Street and got out of there.
Love it.
And it turns out like the next day, the guy that I turned around and punched was like a Temple College cheerleader. One of them big guys who tossed the people.
Hang on, those motherfuckers are strong as fuck though.
Yeah, they're usually jacked.
I didn't care. A win was a win at that point in my life, and I would have took a W against anyone.
Oh, every time. And then the next question I have is like, during that time period, was that when like Onyx was hot, like Slam? Da, da, da. Da, da,
That was
let the boys, the boys.
No, not yet. He's not that much older than us. He's not that much older than us.
No, Onyx was before, like, that time was like Rough Riders.
Like
Rough Riders, the Anthem, all that stuff was like.
Yeah, like what we were bopping to in high school or middle school, he was listening to in high school.
But hang on. Yeah. I just gotta say this right now. So I did a little snap today, and I just said like one little verse the Sticky Finger said in that Slam song, and I tagged Onyx. They're now following me, and they reposted it.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we gotta get Sticky Fingers on the show.
We gotta get them come in the studio and perform. That'd be amazing.
There you go.
Yeah.
Come in the studio and perform.
Why do you mean? They would do it for you. You're a professional fighter in the UFC. They'll do some shit for you. Maybe we'll get them to your birthday.
Stan, you're insane.
I
just want to talk to Sticky Fingers. That's it.
You just want to talk to Sticky Fingers?
Hey, you remember Sticky Fingers?
Of course.
Eddie, right?
Do I?
Sticky Fingers.
Not necessarily. I remember that song, but
he was like the crazy guy in the Onyx, like
the one with the lazy eye, with the fucked up eye.
Yeah. All right, but we'll get him.
So he's like the old school Fetty Wap.
The original Fetty Wap.
Original.
The original.
But
Fetty
he
Wap.
was like he was like the rapper who was like ripped and jacked before DMX and Ja Rule.
Yeah.
You know.
All right.
Damn. So back to fatherhood. Let's go there. We got the street fight.
We got a good street fight. Yeah.
Fatherhood. Do your kids play video games?
Yes, they do.
Do you play video games?
No, I actually am the guy like yelling at them to get the hell off the video games.
Now,
the
thing is like your kids could potentially make more money than you do playing video games than you do fighting, and you're a professional athlete. If they're the best at it.
Okay, And I'm old school as a parent, like, and I try to understand that I'm old school and try to like better understand them in the changing world that we're in.
Yeah.
But regardless of whether, and I'm aware that with this esports and this stuff, they can make, potentially hundreds of millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars. I still don't condone it because I just don't think it's healthy for a kid to sit in a room that long and not use his body and his five senses.
Right.
I think it's a cheap, fast way to stimulate your mind versus like what we used to do, where we went outside, knocked for a friend, and play a game. So there needs to be, I think the balance has tipped too far into the video game side and needs a better balance. So as a parent, I try to enforce that a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, well, even the tablets. Like, how old are your kids, Eddie?
I have 14, 11, 9. They're my boys, and then I have a 4-year-old girl.
Are they addicted to like the tablets or the phone?
He shuts that shit down.
I don't give them. I give them times, and I don't like sometimes on the weekends when me and my wife want to just relax. They take advantage of that. Like, oh, mom and dad are relaxing, and I have to go in the rooms and tell them get the hell outside. You know what I mean? Like, I don't play that shit, man. I really don't like that. I'm okay with at leisure, but it's a very weird thing for me as a dad that kids only connect on a game when they don't connect like socially anymore. Like, actually be with the other kid. Rather they just go in the room alone and connect with their friends virtually or online. There needs to be I'm okay with a little bit of that, but there needs to be a better balance.
Right.
Yeah, because I find most kids today are addicted to a tablet.
Yeah,
or a phone.
I don't let my kid. Like, I mean, again, if I'm trying to get some shit done, okay, bang. But for the most part, we're playing with toys. We're outside. We're swimming. We're on the trampoline. We're playing football, soccer, or Nerf battling, shooting each other.
One of the things that
I don't allow it during dinners. I'm very strict on that. I don't allow, like, I'm not into that. I see kids where parents are having dinner and the kids are on it. That really
at a restaurant,
me off.
right?
So, restaurants where they just like dig your head in a tablet. You
just
don't
like,
have to
hey,
socialize with your family or friends.
Yeah, I want to have a good time here. Shut up, fucking little Kenny.
Yeah.
No, I see that too, where kids are like, the parents are like fully engaged. The kids just like, because my kids have asked for it. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Well, now how's the baby moms? Does she let them get on the tablets?
No, me and my wife are like, we're like, baby. No, I don't have a baby mom.
Yeah, I was asking.
You're talking to Dennis?
No, I would imagine. Wait. Yeah, I imagine she's on the same ticket.
Yeah.
But
well, that's good. There's some discipline in the Alvarez household.
Yeah.
Because kids will take advantage. They will. Now,
me and my wife we're a good team. Look, if she disagrees with me, she'll never do it in front of them. And the same deal with me. If I totally disagree with whatever she's doing, I'll never, ever. My kids will never see that ever. And I'm big on that. We both make sure if we totally disagree, we'll do that shit in a room alone with each other, never in front of the kids. That's super important, man. Super important.
Eddie,
that's amazing parenting right there.
Eddie,
Great
not
parenting.
only am I jealous of your physique, I'm jealous of your accomplishments. I'm jealous of your relationship too, man. This dude's out here just crushing it.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that, man.
Because I've got kids and I get it. I'm like, man, that's pretty cool. They're on the same page. Me and my kid's mom are on the same page. We just are not in the same house. We became more on the same page after we separated than we were when we were in the same house, though, too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I always knew Eddie Alvarez was an amazing fighter. I was always like a super big fan. And then LaFleur always spoke super highly of you. Ryan LaFleur always talked about how awesome Eddie Alvarez was. Then Menace saying, I hit him up and he's super cool. He wants to come on the show. He's down to come on the show. Now talking to you, Eddie Alvarez is the fucking man.
Nah, I always knew that, you idiot.
You know what I mean? I'm not saying I didn't always know it. I'm saying he's an awesome dude.
So actually, So I feel like I know everything about fighting and like but like an actual question I have for you is because I met you. You were down in Florida playing with or training with the Black Zillions. That shit fell apart, whatever. And then I would have thought you went to H Kickboxing, but then you came back to Jersey. So like throughout your career, you have bounced around because you were in the Fight Factory, right, in Philly for a minute. Is that a real place?
Just Fight Factory, then to Henri Hooft, then to Mark Henry. Yeah, 3 places.
Now, were those transitions tough for you? For me personally, like I'm so loyal to a fault. Well, I'm like, you showed me so much stuff and you helped me so much. Like I'm gonna you're my guy.
Yeah, we talked about that before. How you're loyal to a fault.
My first transition was difficult. Me and my wife argued. She said, "What are you gonna?" Because I was loyal to a team that wasn't all in with me.
Yeah,
I felt like wasn't like they didn't have the same commitment to what I wanted to do as I had. So my wife was pretty much like, "What are you gonna wait to lose to end up leaving?" So
yeah,
that's what I kind of did. I lost. I said, "You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna do what I wanted to do and commit to this." So the hardest transition was leaving Florida because I was friends with Henry. Henry dumped a lot of time into me.
Yeah.
And me and Henry taught me a lot, and that was difficult. I knew we were gonna come back home for my family's sake, but I wish, and I still talk to Henry to this day. It was difficult fighting for the world title without Henry in my corner with Mark, like having Mark Henry and Henri Hooft in my corner when I won the world title. If I could, I would have liked to have both of them in my corner during that time because I was still fresh leaving Florida and had a great bond and relationship with Henri Hooft at the time.
Yeah.
But besides that sort of rough patch, I haven't had difficulty transitioning. Everybody who I worked with knows how loyal I am and knows how committed I am to the sport. And I got love for everybody I trained with still. There's no hard feelings. And I'm always very generous to the coaches that I train with. Always.
Yeah. So I actually almost met you before I came down to the Black Zillions. Does Francis, I think, is it Evans? Does that ring a bell?
Yeah, Frankie Evans.
Yeah, yep. he was my first promoter ever for amateur. I was fighting for him down in Virginia, and I think he wanted me to continue fighting on his cards. Like, hey man, because he saw, I guess he might have saw what I had right away. He's like, man, if you ever want to train with Eddie Alvarez, because at the time I think you were probably maybe the Bellator champ at the time. Maybe?
Yeah, Franny's a Kenzo. He's from Kensington.
Yeah, he's like, man, I could hook it up, and I was like, yeah, cool. I had $0, so where am I gonna go? Where am I gonna stay? But it crossed my, because at the time I was living in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, when I first started fighting. But that was a 4-hour trip. So what am I gonna do? A funny story. He invited me to a show, a pro show he was doing in Philly. I went there. And, who's the Brazilian dude? I'm drunk.
Wilson Hayes?
Yes! Wilson Hayes was fighting for a title.
He was the only Brazilian guy in Philadelphia. That's how I knew.
Right. So I got invited there. I'm sitting front row, and my trainer at the time, Steve Blackman, was there, right? He fought, I think, Scott. I forget who he fought, but he, smashed him. And I was drinking. I was like, set it up. I'll fight him. Set it up. I'll get that. Because I had never had a belt. And I still, I always went, so there was an amateur belt being dangled in front of me. I'm like, no, I'm going to go pro. I went pro, and then there was, a pro belt dangled in front of me. I'm like, no, I'm going to go UFC. And I was always chasing that UFC belt. And, I think another reason why I retired was just, those string of losses took me so fucking far away from that belt that was just, it's too I don't have the time in the tank to get to that title. It was like 3 or 4 years away. I feel in my head.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it could be overwhelming knowing how far you got to climb,
right,
and knowing how much time you already put in.
Yeah.
It could be exhausting just to think about.
Yeah.
But you know, we do that in our heads. But me and Mark Henry always talk like I suffered terrible defeats where I felt that way, and I always need my coaches to remind me, like, you know, Dennis, in this sport, 2 solid wins and you could be fighting for a damn title.
Right.
You know, this sport is so fickle, like, it changes so quickly, and if this guy's out, you could be in.
Yeah.
So it's like I just try to do one fight at a time and friggin'
but you never
make
lost.
sure I could put on my best fight.
You never lost 4 in a row. I was like, my damn job is on the line now. Yeah. 4 and 3 of them. 3 of them in a row were split decisions that I thought I won every one of them. And what's the website?
MMAdecisions.com.
MMAdecisions.com.
And then one of them, like I've always talked to you about, I thought the Korean Zombie was early. He got flashed. Like, Eddie, you know about that. When you get like that flash knockdown, you come right to, but the referee fucking jumps in. Menace had one of those against the Korean Zombie.
Yeah.
So that one probably.
Dennis, correct me if I'm wrong. I think I first heard of you from Kamaru Usman.
Yeah. He was on the show.
You had a relationship. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
he
I
was a wrestling
down
coach.
there. I was down there, and you were going through the tournament, and he was like, "This is my man. He's gonna win the whole thing."
Yeah.
That's how I got to know you. That's how I was introduced to you. In fighting was.
Now he big times me, dude.
Yeah.
Now he big times me. I'll hit him.
No, does he? Oh, does he?
Dude, I'll text him on some like, "Yo, what's up, fam? Happy birthday." Like, I'm like, really, son?
Yeah.
We're there now.
I got to give him a call. I should FaceTime him right now. Wow. We should put him on a spot.
Would that come through this?
Yeah, you could 3-way FaceTime. But then I saw he was in like Morocco or something. He's like world traveling. Hang on. Right now.
He was.
I'm super happy for him, man. I think he's doing really good. I think he's gonna be a great champion. Who's like I think he beats Colby. I really do. Who am I thinking of?
Who's what?
I think he beats Colby.
Covington.
I think.
Usman?
Yeah. I think he beats him.
Yeah. The problem. Look, Colby's I'm still like shocked at the volume and the amount of output I seen in his last 2 fights. Like, as a fighter, how difficult it is to do what he just did his last 2 fights.
Yeah.
So like, but there's a danger to that much volume, and I think Usman, when you're doing that, you're also vulnerable every time your hand leaves your head.
Right.
You're vulnerable.
Right.
You're vulnerable
right.
every time you throw a punch. And Usman has that kind of power that you can't do that often and leave yourself open that often. And I think Usman puts him away because he's doing too much volume. He needs to lessen his volume and be safer when he fights a guy like Usman.
Yeah.
You know?
So Usman, I think, does a very, very good job at using his range. He's a very long guy. He keeps you out there, and then when he's ready to go and take you down, he lets you come in thinking like you're chasing him, and then boop, there's the takedown.
Yeah.
You know?
Usman's pretty high volume as well, too. I mean, not the level. He's not breaking a record like Colby, but I'd imagine he's close to the record of like strikes per fight and whatnot, like that Woodley fight. He put out a lot of volume in that fight.
He has a great balance. He has the perfect balance, because too much volume, then you have no power and explosiveness.
Right.
But not enough volume. You're full of power and explosiveness, but you can't win a fight via CompuStrike. I think Usman is right in the middle there, where he has enough volume and all of it's explosive and powerful. He's like that middle area,
Yeah, well, working with Henry's an amazing coach. Like, we train at Long Island MMA, and they have the H kickboxing system here. I've done like a seminar or two with Henry. You've trained with him a bunch of times.
Yeah,
He's
I
a
go
fucking
down to Florida too.
Yeah, he's a legend.
I got into this phase where I was like, you know what? Fuck my hands being up. I feel like I move better. I'm faster with my hands down. I was having good success with it,
Yeah.
And then I moved around with Eddie, and he'd throw 3 punches and he would miss. I was like, oh, and then 4 and 5 would hit. And I was like, shit.
Yeah.
And that's such a true thing, right? Like, if people miss the first 2 punches, usually, or 3 punches, the combo's done. That's it, right? Everyone's like, all right, shit, can't get this guy. Like, let me reset, go again. Eddie was throwing 6 pieces at me. I was like, damn. So I missed the first 3, like, bop, 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 like, fuck me.
Well, Eddie, you could still see us.
On a guy as fast as, like, when you have a guy like that who's that quick and athletic, you'll only land 4 and 5, right? You're not gonna land.
Right.
The first three, you gotta hope get them off balance.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Get him on his
then
skates.
4 and 5 may land. There's some guys you're just not gonna hit with 1-2s or even 1-2-3s. You have to throw them probing shots to get them off balance and then load up on 4 and 5.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, Eddie, can you still see us?
Yeah.
No, because we're getting poor connection on our end from your video.
Pull it together, Stan. It's not your fault, Eddie.
No,
Stan.
it's not my fault. It's fucking AT&T or Verizon.
Stan.
You know how these people like to fuck with us.
No, you're being a piece of shit again.
Nah, well, Eddie Alvarez, we don't want to keep you too long, but we want to thank you for joining us. You're a true legend, and we appreciate your time.
But Eddie, we just get on here, we just shoot the shit. If you could text me anytime, and we'll talk about whatever, or vice versa, man. We just really just laid back, and we just fucking kick it,
Yeah, I appreciate it, Dennis. Thanks for the call, man. Anytime. Not at all. Not a problem at all. Thank you, guys.
I just need you to hook me up with Frankie, Amada. I say his fucking.
Really, Frankie. We wanted to get into that. We know you know Frankie.
I need to get Frankie
kids.
on the show.
Ali big times us a little bit too, and he's like, "Oh, you want Frankie? I don't know if I can get Frankie." It's like, just give us the number.
Is this when your show is all the time?
Usually we do like a Tuesday night. Yeah.
We have a little Monday slot that we could fill for special people. Someone like Eddie Alvarez, Frankie Edgar.
Yeah.
No, but the only way I could get them is if, like, after sparring, I call you guys and then I go, "Hey, Frank, here," and then I FaceTime, and then you guys just keep them on the phone for 5 minutes.
Yeah, that wouldn't be hard. I wouldn't be hard for me to keep him on the phone.
Oh, that would be epic.
He wouldn't. Frankie would never big time you live on air. He would definitely sit down and talk.
I love it. Yeah. We're gonna trap his ass.
All right, well, Eddie Alvarez, you're the man, and again, we appreciate the time. Good luck or good fight, October 12th.
Fuck yeah, dude! You're gonna fuck some shit up.
Thank you, guys. Have a good day.
All right, you too, bro.
Later.